have an overcast morning. I think temperature's like 59 degrees out there. Seems really chilly for mid-June. Hello, Sancha and Mark. You are down bad today. What's the matter, Mark? Good morning, Lorraine. Good morning, Sonia. Let me get my coffee. Oh, you forgot your keys on your work trip in Minnesota. Wow, sounds yucky to forget your keys. I don't have enough water. That doesn't sound good. Wondering how you could get your keys back. There's fireworks and fiestas here in Spain. Hello, Batty Lynn. How are you? I don't think this water's gonna do it for me. I don't think this water's gonna do it for me, so hang right here. I'll let you look at my coffee cup. That's very generous of me to let you look at my coffee cup. Where are we? New water. The icy cold. Oh, forgot my keys. You're still, oh, we're still the same things. We're still the same comments. That's okay. You guys must have just been waiting patiently for me to get back. Oh, starting a little late today. I felt so good sleeping in, let me tell you. Oh, got everything where I want. It's chilly in Detroit. Well, Patty Lynn, I'm guessing we have similar weather conditions. Yeah, I think it's 59 degrees and overcast here in Appleton, Wisconsin. Kind of looking forward to it a little bit. Again, I don't know. You know, I like nice weather, but I just don't really like hot weather. Yeah. So, anyway, good morning to you. I want to get to my coffee. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. It is Friday morning. I think it's June 13th. It's 7:41 a.m. Happy Friday. It's a show I've been doing for quite some time. It's a show about me talking. It's a show about me sharing some feelings, sharing a little bit about life and the ups and downs we have in life. Kind of just having a cup of coffee. Kind of talking with an audience. Kind of engaging if they're seem like well-spirited individuals. Removing if they're not well-spirited individuals. For some reason, we get both types. Seems like the world wants a little human connection and conversation from time to time. And if I can provide it here on YouTube every morning for an hour, hour and a half, 45 minutes, 2 hours, however long I want to go, I will do it. I'm good that way. But anyway, for those that have been watching a while, you know it's not just a show about me talking. For those that have been watching a while, you know it's also a show about me sharing my love of coffee. And with that in mind, I got a nice hot cup of coffee in front of me. And I think I'm pretty excited to have my first sip. I'll be honest, I finished the bottom of the bag that I bought about a month, 6 weeks ago. I should stop focusing on that and just getting Just focus on the coffee. Stop thinking what I may not like about it, but let's change my attitude, get in a little more positive frame of mind before I take my first sip. So, as I was saying, this is also a show about me sharing my love of coffee. And with that in mind, I have a nice hot cup of coffee in front of me. And I am so excited to have my first sip. My hope is wherever you are. By the way, I was working last night at a new job I'm learning, and I was drinking some coffee, and it was like, I don't know, 6 o'clock. And one of my coworkers said, "Is that coffee? Is that decaf? How are you drinking coffee this late? Won't it keep you up? It would keep me up all night." Said it doesn't even faze me. But anyway, I'm excited to have my first sip. My hope is wherever you are and whatever you're doing, you got a nice hot cup of coffee in front of me, or in front of you as well. Cheers to us. Oh, again, it's the sugar cinnamon cookie. I forget the brand of coffee it was. It comes in like a white bag with a white and red and maybe blue bag. Sounds very patriotic when I say it that way. Oh, Wisco Finest seems like he's adversarial today. I don't know why anyone would be. Why do I have to do this stream? I don't have to do this stream, Wisco Finest. I want to do this stream. I like to. It feels good. I think it provides value to the world. I think I help people with all sorts of issues, and it really feels good to do. Oh, so nice. But what I know you don't have to do is you don't have to tune in every day. You don't have to tune in every day. Do I think it helps? I know it helps. If it doesn't help you, I'd suggest. See, I think I'm helping you right now, even as you're being disrespectful, to say the least. If it doesn't help you, I think the people that are mean to me are the people that need this show the most. And they hear my words and they know or are envious or whatever, that they don't have good feelings in their heart, or they're not joyous as they go through life, or they don't laugh and smile. And I think the people, that are mean about it, like this person right here, are the people that are angry and bitter and really need what I'm saying more than most. But they're fighting it. And I don't know. Why do I do when I don't know, because I'm enjoying it. Because I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. Seems we've got some hostile people on today. As I always say, it's best to remove hostile people from your lives. It just is. Just is. I'm telling you guys, uh, do it. It's interesting. I've been working. I'm in Appleton, Wisconsin. I've been here for just about 4 months now, and I've been working at uh, working hard and working at a place where I really like most of the people I work with. But as often in life, there's some people that you don't jive with. Um, yeah. And I think God takes us where we're supposed to go. And somehow, some way, in my travels over the last 4 months, I've found another opportunity that seems to be a heck of a lot more lucrative. But what's nice about exploring this opportunity is I'm not like desperate. And when I first moved here, I was really desperate because I didn't have a job and I had huge bills. And I took a job, and it's been great. But occasionally there's times when it's not so great, and I'm like, is this what I'm supposed to be doing or where I'm supposed to be? And they're talking about work drama. It's not really drama. Not really drama, almost, I don't know. Where am I from and my state? What do I do for a living? What do I do for a living? I work really hard. I do a good job. I'm proud of what I do, and I bring a positive attitude to work just about every day. Mark Ferris says, as a natural leader, is it tough to work with people with less initiative, especially young entitled kids? Well, I would think everyone would try and do their best. And I would expect the people I work with to do their best. Sometimes it doesn't happen. And it kind of surprises me. I have to sneeze. Excuse me. Drunken man, are you going to take a lucky guess as to where I'm at? Am I a programmer? No. No. That would be, I would imagine, probably the last thing, thank you, Betty Lynn, I would be meant to do is like a programmer or like an accountant. Like somebody that sits in a room and runs numbers or types in numbers or code or anything like that. I would really struggle in that. I'd rather be a laborer or a man that works with my hands, and I'm not even that handy naturally. Like I don't know how to build things particularly, but I think I'm less apt to be a programmer because I think the life of somebody sitting at a desk entering code or data or whatever you call it would be very hard for me. I think I do best with, I don't know, kind of talking to people, helping people, inspiring people. What is my salary? I don't know. Am I a nurse? I could see being a nurse. I'm not a nurse. I could see being a nurse, but I think I would struggle with really yucky things. I get kind of grossed out fairly easily, and I think I would hurt being around people in pain or death or injured, or I would I would feel their hurt and take it on um, as my own, and I think that's hard a little bit because other people's pain or hurt or struggles or successes or failures isn't for us to take on, but it's hard not to. Yeah, it's hard not to. How am I doing? I'm doing well. No, I'm not in Texas. I don't like Texas. I mean, I don't dislike the whole state, but my brother lives in Texas, and I find the state unappealing. It's very brown. Yeah. And super brown isn't appealing to me. I have to do a little self moderation. Am I we don't have to keep guessing, a stockbroker or investor or a venture capitalist? I've been a stockbroker. I've been a investor, but it was more of a day trader. And honestly, I felt I was almost legalized stealing as a stockbroker because I was there to generate commissions. And we moved, it was all well intended, but in hindsight, looking at how my clients ended up financially, they usually ended up worse off than they started. And I didn't like that feeling at all. And as far as being a investor or a venture capitalist, turning X number of dollars into 10X, I've done before, but I didn't find it very rewarding. Again, I think I like making a difference in people's lives. And I do that doing Coffee with Ken. And I do that, I think, where I'm at right now and where I was at, where I'm at two jobs. I think I'm between jobs. I'm not really between jobs, because between jobs sounds like I don't have either job. But I have both jobs and I'm transitioning. Being a investor, would you recommend investing in crypto? I mean, I just posted a video, I think, during the night that I think crypto's kind of a scam. I could be wrong. The more people that I hear say that, the more I believe it might have legs, but I just don't see what a crypto is. I just don't know it or why it, and I've seen a lot of bubbles in the investment area in my lifetime, and I've read about other bubbles. But even as a little kid, I remember, I think there was some guys down in Texas, the Hunt brothers or something like that were trying to corner the market on silver. And the price of silver and gold went through the roof, and it eventually collapsed and fell in upon itself. And I don't even think it's at the price. I just don't think today it's at the prices it was in the mid 70s or 80s. Am I broke? I don't think I'm broke. I certainly don't have a lot of money. But I'll tell you what I found. There were a lot of times I was very broke working as a realtor. Like flat broke. Because, I'd get a closing, I'd get paid $10,000 or $15,000 or something, $5,000 or whatever. I'd send off my bills, there'd be almost nothing left, and I wouldn't have another closing for 6 weeks. And there were really hard times. Despite at the end of the year, my tax is saying I might have made 110 grand or whatever that was my best year after taxes. or after expenses. I still felt broke a fair amount of the time because there'd be gaps between my checks, and a check I received today covered bills I was behind on for the previous 2 months. But right now, over the last 4 or 5 months, I've had regular work and regular income, not spectacular income or glorious work necessarily. But it's been nice for me to know that I can pay my bills. And I'll tell you, there's a value to that I didn't really know. And the job I'm transitioning to might be able to pay my bills in grander fashion than the job I've been doing since I got here. Chauncey says it sounds like the party lifestyle. Yeah, it probably was the party lifestyle. I've left the party lifestyle. I've left real estate. I've left stockbroking. I've left alcohol, weed, and for the time being, sex, which were all key factors in my lifestyle for most of. They were all drivers, and everything I did was to get more alcohol, weed, and sex. And I don't think that's a good way to live. Yeah. Am I not noticing your comments? I haven't been noticing your comments. At least I'm self-aware. I think I am very self-aware. I was having a discussion, we'll just say, with somebody that is important to me because we're connected in a way. We'll just put it that way. And they were saying, hey, 6 months ago, you were worried about your mental health. And I'm going, well, I was. I was going through an amazingly difficult time. I was self-aware. And in my mind, I'm going, that's healthy. I don't think you're very self-aware to realize your actions are crazy. Let's see. Drunken Man, it's not that exciting if you just throw out places to guess where I live. I've said where I live a million times. Am I married? No, I'm twice divorced. I don't even really date. I mean, I'm not against dating, but I'm not desperate for it. I'm not needing somebody else or specifically like sex to soothe me, which feels nice, or alcohol or weed. Thank you, Julie Flanagan. Julie Flanagan, I almost called you late last night. It's coming home from job number 2, and I almost wanted to talk about it. But it was late. So I didn't. Will I be doing the show when the kids are visiting? I'm planning on it. Did I tell you I got a bed for my kids? I mean, it's not really for my kids. There is what a queen size mattress and a queen size bed frame look like when they're in box and shipped from Amazon. I'll let you know how it goes. The total cost of both of them was like $240 with shipping. Yeah, I got to put together the bed frame, but I think that'll be fairly easy. Got to release the mattress from that box and have it expand and grow. I kind of want my bed to be first slept in by my daughters, so I'm a little hesitant to put it together. I know I should. Maybe I could put it together tomorrow morning so they could get the first sleep in it. I don't own comforter. I don't own sheets. I've owned comforters. I've owned sheets. Let me tell you, any men out there, if you're going to get divorced, you are often cast away from the home and you leave behind everything. And if you do it twice, you rebuild with absolutely nothing. And you go, okay, well, I better buy some. You go to Target or somewhere. I better buy some bowls. I better buy some plates. I've opted for plasticware because I had no money, and that seems like a good starting point. You better buy a set of forks. And slowly, I tell you, over the last, since I moved in, when did I move in here? I moved in here May 27th, which is 2.5 months ago. I'm now buying things like a plant. 2 divorces will get you poor fast. Yeah, Julie. Spiritually, financially, and furniture-wise. May 27th was 2.5 weeks ago. If I said May, I meant March 27th. What in the Caucasian people shenanigans did you scroll into, bro? Well, I liked your question until the bro. Didn't I sign a prenup before marriage? Well, first of all, I didn't have any money. I had a lot of money when I was courting my first wife. But I was a day trader, and it was easy come, easy go. And I had a ton of money, and we did whatever we want and bought expensive engagement rings. But no, I was diminishing. My money was diminishing quickly as we were going through the marital process, and I had very little money when I met my second wife. So I'm not saying, like, I'll tell you, when you are crushed emotionally, and I think divorce hammers up humans' emotions, at least it hammered my emotions, and make you question life in ways that you shouldn't be questioning life, and feeling down and feeling like all sorts of negative. It's hard to, if you don't have a job that you go to and do work, you're a realtor, for instance, where you need to have good spirits. I found it almost impossible to do while going through divorce because I had no good spirits. I didn't want to talk about the real estate market, and I didn't walk around with a smile on my face. So for me, it was hard to maintain what I was doing or any sort of successful lifestyle because I was crushed and I felt like dog poop twice in 10 years. And it's not something you just snap out of in a week because you're grieving, you're going through loss, you're mourning. And I was, at least. Maybe some people snap through divorce and it doesn't do a damn thing. But I'm telling you, if you're trying to sell real estate and you're holding back the tears when you're meeting people, it's hard to focus on real estate. And it sure was for me. Hello, Grace. How are you? Hello, Rock Creekside. How are you? Mundo says they're distressed. It is Father's Day weekend. I tell you, somebody asked how work was last night. I'd say it was almost great. It was my second day on the job. First day I was scared. Second day I was scared, but felt somewhat more confident. I don't like feeling not confident at work. I don't like feeling not confident at anything. And I certainly felt that way the first night and slightly felt that way the second night, but I felt a little better. And I'm one that can grasp onto the slightest bit of progress. Which has kept me going over the last 6-7 years when I've gone through a lot of hard times. I've seen areas of improvement and I've seen progress where other people don't see it. And because of that, I've been able to keep charging forward. Let's see. Keep breaking your heart until it opens. Wow. Do I get breaks at my jobs? Kind of. Hello from Pennsylvania. How are you? How are you? I'm running low on coffee. We have a vibrant and glorious audience today. We got 70 people watching. We got 26 thumbs up. I'm going to get some coffee. And I'm also going to show you, maybe, I don't know, my two beds over there. It's not two beds. It's a bed frame and a mattress. Boop, boop, boo. Boop, boo. Ah, I almost don't feel my body's as sore from doing this job as to my first job. Yeah, no, Sylvia, I left it intentionally vague. Yeah, I left it intentionally vague for a reason. Midwest Auditor says, so more money and less toll on my body. Yes. So, with the less toll on my body, it's possible I could work to capacity and make a fair amount of money, which would feel fun. Life's not about money, but again, it's just nice knowing I can pay my bills. I'm not staying in my car. Grace, 6 months ago, I was in my car. Now I got a plant. I was thinking of naming the plant Ken. And the reason I want to name the plant Ken, maybe, is because my daughters are coming up. I have 3 daughters. 2 of them are coming up this weekend. And I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do. And I know it's self-serving, but I think my daughters might get a kick out of buying me a plant. So I'll give them money to buy me a plant. And I might name one of their plants Erin for my daughter that bought me the plant. My daughter Erin that bought me the plant. And I might name the other plant Morgie. So it will remind me of them when they come up and visit. What is capacity hours? I'm not sure. I want to know, I want them to really like me there. And I want to really like that job. I have a job that's adequate, that I'm good at, that I enjoy, but it's physical and the money won't allow me to do whatever I want. Not that money's important, but I'm kind of capped at money. And I want them to really like me and me to really like them. And I'd say through 2 days, if I'm being realistic, it couldn't have gone much better. And I feel the people I work with, I've gotten to know at a deeper level and laughed with in ways I couldn't laugh with some of the people I work with at Job One. Yeah, I want them to want me there. I want them to value me. Because I value them. I value the job. I want them to want me to be there. I want to feel good about who I'm working with and what I'm doing, and us all working hard and us all doing our best and thankful we have the jobs. I seem chill. I mean, I am chill a lot of times, but I'm also not that chill sometimes. I have no friends, so resort to this, says Sean. Now, Sean, I don't know if you're just new to the page or you're a troll, but I think I've been blessed with more friends throughout my life than anyone has a right to expect. Sylvia suggested that I play the Cheap Trick song. By the way, Sylvia, Cheap Trick was the first concert I ever went to. She wants me to play I Want You to Want Me. Bear, bear, I want you to want me. I need you to need me. I love you to love me. Yeah. I wonder how many people even know the band Cheap Trick. Sylvia must be of a certain age. Julie Flanagan must know Cheap Trick. They were from, I think, Rockford, Illinois, not far from where I grew up. Somebody asked if I got in fights when I drank. No, I'm not a fighter. For some reason, despite my strong personality, nobody really ever wanted to fight me. And I'm not saying it's because I'm tough. I think because most people realize that I have a good soul and a good heart, and they want to be loved by me. I'm guessing either way, and they know if we got in a fight, that might break the bonds of our love. Was I an angry drunk or a sad, depressed drunk? I was a very outgoing, happy drunk till I let my deepest emotions go out and I'd say mean things to people. Yeah. Ryan says Cheap Trick was 70s. My first concert I went to was freshman year, so it must have been 82, 83. And their biggest song was probably 87. They did a song called The Flame that got really popular. Cheap Trick was in there with the Cars, the Police, etc. Yeah, I guess. I would say, how would I rate? An REO Speedwagon, I could throw in that genre a little bit. How would I rate those bands? The Cars. I was never a huge The Cars fan. They remind me of sixth grade. It was 1980, so they must have had some big songs in 1980. I think Sting and the Police, I'd rate above Cheap Trick in terms of musical significance. Yeah, I think, for instance, Sting is one of the iconic people in musical history, you know, up there like with Elton John or, I don't know, a bunch of other big individual performances. Willie Nelson or, I mean, not to the Elvis, Michael Jackson level, but that notch below. And I'd throw Sting up there, you know, not with Paul McCartney either, but, you know, the Willie Nelson, and I know it's a totally different genre, but one of those people that really left their mark on music. Not that the band Cheap Trick didn't, but I can't even think of the lead singer's name. Hey, Lisa Smith. For some reason, I think I might have had you blocked on my channel. And I went through my list of blocked people the other day, or users that were hidden, and for some reason I had you in the pile. And I said, Lisa Smith, I don't have any negative feelings. Maybe I inadvertently blocked her from my show. So, Lisa Smith, I apologize to you for inadvertently blocking you from my show. I think I did that with a couple people. All right. Yeah, it wasn't. maybe, do I possibly have a bad moderator with me, that has hidden users? Because I have a friend from grade school named Rich who also was in the accidentally blocked pile. Jack Taylor texted me the other day going, "Hey, Ken, I can't comment on your videos. Do you have me blocked?" And I go, "Well, let me see." And you were. So I don't know if I'm just having thick thumbs and when I'm trying to hide a troll, accidentally hide one of my viewers. I apologize if I do. If it happens to any of you and you're here well intended, reach out and say, "Hey, Ken, I think you might have blocked me by mistake. I don't want to." Kevin says he's a Bad Company kind of guy. Yeah, I'd throw like Bad Company in they've got some big songs, but so does Cheap Trick, obviously. Foreigner maybe might be a Cheap Trick size band, right? CCR, Pink Floyd, and Kiss are on your playlist. Obviously, Pink Floyd and Kiss, I would rate as bands. We'll put Cheap Trick as ground zero for fairly significant bands. I would throw Bad Company on the Cheap Trick size-ish list. CCR, maybe on the Cheap Trick size list. But Pink Floyd and Kiss I'd put a notch above. Maybe Pink Floyd and Kiss might be bands on the level of the Police. And perhaps both Pink Floyd and Kiss might be rated above the Police in terms of musical significance. Maybe. Somebody said I should get a dog. I had a beautiful dog named Holly. And if you've been watching, I'm going to get teary-eyed. But I think she's found a better life than I could provide her as I was going through my divorce. Grace thinks CCR is way above Cheap Trick. I know, I guess. But you're saying that, I think, out of age. And soul. And like CCR could have played with the Beatles because they're old. And maybe CCR is more equivalent to, and like they were around with the, Beach Boys and the Rolling Stones because they were from the 60s. So, okay, maybe CCR is above them, but Cheap Trick was a significant band. Genesis. All right, Mobsidian, you say Genesis was always underrated, one of my all-time favorites. I struggle a little bit with Genesis because I think Phil Collins put out some of the crappiest music. I'm not saying I don't think he was a brilliant singer by any means. But I think a lot of the music, and I was born in '68, and so much of Phil Collins, he got so popular in the mid-'80s with, I'd say, really sort of crappy music, like Su Su Studio, that just felt like it was written, I don't know, just kind of crappy, easy music that I don't think really came from his heart. And I don't know the man, and I know he went through struggles, but I think was written to be pop music. And yeah. Somebody says, saw Genesis, good concert. Well, they had a lot of hits, but I don't think he should get a pet because he's not home enough. Well, Kevin says he really likes The Cure. The Cure is an interesting band to me. We can talk about that a little bit. Cheap Trick is a poor man's Who. I don't know, maybe. I appreciate this conversation. Kevin, are you our generation? Were you born roughly my time? I appreciate this open discussion on music. Yeah. Yeah, like illegal aliens. It's no fun being an illegal alien, right? I mean, it was total crap, right? Susu Studio, crap. Somebody asked if I ever jammed REM. REM was almost from my time. I would put REM above the Police and above Cheap Trick. And I would put U2 also above the Police and above Cheap Trick. And maybe U2 slightly above REM, but REM was a huge band in the 80s and 90s. I don't know what Wildflower is. You listened to older music like Led Zeppelin and The Doors in high school. Well, yeah, so did I, Batty Lynn. But you probably also heard of newer music. Saw Def Leppard, Journey, and Steve Miller Band in concert, all three in the same concert. I saw Def Leppard on their Hysteria tour in like '88. You love Fish and the Dead? Okay, I'm not into either, but that's cool that you are. The Ramones, a punk band, but wasn't my thing. I wasn't into punk, but okay, you're saying 70s Genesis, and that's with what's his name, who's a surprisingly great musician and does a very Peter Gabriel. I've seen like clips. I've never seen him in concert, but he kind of dances and grooves while he's doing his music, and it looks like he's quite an entertainer. Wildflower, Doobie Brothers, Doobie Brothers, I mean, they have that one cool guitar opening. I'm so happy to have you back, Lisa Smith. I feel bad for it. Somebody says Taylor Swift cannot sing. She's horrible. I don't agree. I'm not sure how great her voice is, but she's created significant music that impacted an entire generation or two of young women. And some of her songs, I would say, are good even. And she's not aiming her music towards me, so I don't expect me to be her number one fan or anything. But she made a major impact for a generation of women. So I don't think she's horrible at all. I think she's probably great. Not that I listen to her music per se, but I mean, do you know what I mean? You can't, just because you're not, like, I'm not into Willie Nelson, but I threw him up as an iconic performer. I'm not into Willie Nelson, but I just don't give a damn. You know, I don't often listen to Ray Charles, for instance, but I think he was a very significant musician in his time. And I think Taylor Swift, as weird as it sounds, will always be thought of as a very significant musician. Grace, who would be targeted to her because she's a 28-year-old lady. Do I like the Guess Who? There were so many bands from the 60s and 70s that I go, I think I did own a Guess Who album. I mean, well, let's keep going. Deep Purple. I won't go into the vocals. Badfinger. I barely remember what Badfinger is, but I do. Julie Flanagan loves Christian music too. I will tell you, Julie Flanagan, as you know, and I do as well. I can't name many Christian musicians, but I'll tell you what, when you're going through a hard time, listening to Christian music can do a whole lot to connect your heart and mind to bigger things out there. Black Sabbath. I've had, what was the double album by Black Sabbath? I owned it. It's a scary picture on the inside. But yeah, Black Sabbath I was into a lot. Kevin says the songs we enjoy are attached to life events we experienced. Yeah, Rainbow. Rainbow had a few different singers. Ronnie James Dio sung with Rainbow for a while. I owned a Rainbow album. It's like a fist holding a rainbow. T Swift. I don't know what that means. I don't want to say it because you might be trying to get me to say something. Moving into your first apartment, excited to be drinking coffee every morning in your own thoughts. Well, welcome aboard the Jay Giles Band. I can't think of a Jay Giles song. Richie Blackmore is the best. Was Richie Blackmore the guitarist for Rainbow? Or was he on? He wasn't on Sabbath. My buddy Todd is a crazy musician freak. He owns more albums than any human being I know. I'm telling you, if you are a music guy or girl, you should hook up with my buddy Todd. Or you got albums, you want to talk albums, you want to sell albums, you want to buy albums. I got a referral for you, a guy that could talk to you about music and know everybody from every band ever. With my buddy Todd. Mark says he'd hook up with Todd. Yeah, I know. Todd, Mark, you're from Naperville. Todd I grew up with in Downers Grove, and he was into punk as a kid. He was there were the punkers, and then there was me, and then Todd was kind of in between us. And me wasn't that far from the punkers. I was a couple levels removed, but he'd walk around with, I don't know, Nevermind the Bollocks and T-shirts and stuff, and was into AC/DC before it was cool, and used to lived in Downers Grove and had a huge room filled with thousands and thousands and thousands of albums, and would go to Goodwill stores and would buy old albums and newer albums, and really knew the value and appreciated the music and appreciated vinyl. Like before it was trendy to appreciate vinyl, he never stopped. I mean, sure, he owns a CD player at times, but he never stopped buying records. You feel like I'd like Cage the Elephant. I know Cage the Elephant. Cage the Elephant. What's the name? Is that the group with the Indian lead singer? He's an Indian, I think he might be partial Indian. Cage the Elephant. He rocks. I think I might have a couple Cage the Elephant's songs on my playlist. Cage the Elephant is Australian. Julie Flanagan's huge into Prince. Limp Bizkit. I had a Limp Bizkit album. I was never into Korn. That's kind of with a Rage Against the Machine, really angry music. Prince was fire. I'll tell you what, I even got a soft spot for Kid Rock. That kind of was the same time as them. I saw Kid Rock and Metallica in concert together, and I'll tell you what, I may have been under the influence, but I thought I was going to die. The Metallica show was so cool. Julie saw Prince live. I never really appreciated Prince that much. Not saying, because he was a bigger performer than I knew. To me, he was just whatever. I never really cared for him that much, but I didn't know of his musical talent or his musical significance till he passed. David Lee Roth over Sammy Hagar. It's not even, to me, it's not even. Do I like Fish? No, I mean, I don't know any Fish songs. I was never into the Grateful Dead. Not that I don't think it would have been fun to go out on a field and get high and do drugs and dance and sing and have free love watching the Grateful Dead. But I don't know anything about Fish or the Grateful Dead. I'm not saying that they're not something, but I just was not, they're not my thing. Tool was a good band. Alice in Chains, I think, had some really good music, but that's going into grunge. I never really cared that much for Nirvana. Somebody asked me about Nirvana the other day. Yeah, I've turned up Smells Like Teen Spirit several times, and there's a song called Rape Me that's a good song because it's just so raw. But I never really cared that much for Nirvana. John Denver, I love. Stone Temple Pilots, I didn't really care that much for Stone Temple Pilots, but I liked, he came out with a band with the guitarist from Guns N' Roses that I really like some of his music. Kevin wants to thank Gen X for creating all these musical genres. I look like I have a happy life. I'm creating a happy life for myself. Velvet Revolver, that's, I'll tell you what, they got some cool, couple really great songs. Not that Stone Temple Pilots didn't, but yeah, a couple Velvet Revolver songs were on my playlist. Grace knows the guitar, and she learned Guns N' Roses songs. I'm trying to think of the two songs that were on my playlist are amazing. One's about like ODing, and which is ironic because that's how the lead singer eventually passed. And I don't know, but they really rock. You know what? What was the song? There's a band I really don't care for. Buddy Holly. But they had a real jamming song. They really, I can't think of the name of the band, but do-wee-oo, it goes just like Buddy Holly. Weezer, yeah. But they had a song that really rocked. That really rocked. I can't think of it. Somebody just shouted, who here is an alcoholic? Well, what does it mean to be an alcoholic? Who here smokes dope? I used to smoke dope, and I used to drink every day. Does being an alcoholic mean that it's not safe for you to start drinking again? I mean, I don't drink anymore. I think my life's better without drinking and weed. I know that it is. You are addicted. You wake up and start drinking. Well, okay, Cats Worldwide. We had a viewer a couple days. Hash Pipe. Thank you, driver. That's the song, Hash Pipe. Holy smokes. You love it. So you're not an alcoholic. You just love drinking. You just love drinking. I think when you call yourself an alcoholic, you make yourself a slave to the alcohol. I'm encouraging you to let that go. You love it. Therefore, you want to do it, which is fine. So that's why you do it. You just love drinking. So you're not an alcoholic. You just love drinking. You are choosing to drink every day. Yeah. Somebody says moderation is the key. I don't think moderation works for a lot of people. And I know it doesn't for me with alcohol, weed, sex, or sugar. So I think knowing who you are and being more self-aware is the key. And I don't think moderation works. I'm not one that can even wants to have one drink or wants to have one nutty bar because it tastes so good and feels so good. I don't want to stop. And I was talking with an individual yesterday who had a bag of cookies, and she offered me one. I said, no. I think I've got a problem, because if I had one, all I would want to do is have another cookie. And the same goes with beer or weed or sex. And I think at that point, you got to say, okay, I'm better off without even touching this stuff, because it becomes all consuming in my thoughts. I am drunk right now. Well, Cats Worldwide, that doesn't surprise me. But it doesn't mean you're an alcoholic. It means you want to drink and you like it. And you're probably going to keep drinking and wanting to drink until you stop. There's no shame in relapse. There's no shame in relapse, because it's not really, I think relapse is almost a bad term. I think you just decided you were happier drinking. And you will probably die an earlier death than you should or God intended for you, because you're choosing to drink alcohol every day. And I think by acknowledging your choice, you have the ability to stop. And if you don't, you're just always an alcoholic, and you're like focused on the alcohol, and I don't think you should be. You don't want to be trapped anymore, but you love drinking. You know, you don't want to be trapped anymore. You're not trapped, Cats. That's such a victim mentality. You're not trapped. You just choose to drink. You know, you're choosing to drink. You're not trapped. You're making the choice to keep drinking. Way to go, Jose Lima. 1 year sober and drug-free. Drinking alcohol slows down the merry-go-round of life. Do you like the safety? You choose the safety of the cage, Emily. Yeah. Yeah. I think this is a good spot to talk about like things like drinking, but it's also a cool spot. People hop on and want to know what the show's about. Thank you, Kimmy Cat. I'm so excited about Father's Day. I'm so excited about not working today or tomorrow or the next day, having the weekend off, having 2 opportunities to me that can cover my bills, and one that looks promising, and one that looks like I really enjoy the people. I could enjoy the people, and they seem like nice people that I work with. Thank you. How many kids do I have? I have 4. Do I usually finish the pot? I don't know. I don't worry about it. People often hop on and say, oh, coffee's a drug. Maybe caffeine's a drug, maybe it is. Who the hell cares? It doesn't consume my mind like alcohol, weed, sugar, and sex did. You know, I don't, whether I'm done or not, I'm doing it because I'm sitting here, but I'll go about my day and I won't be sitting there going, oh, when do I have my next cup of coffee? And that's the problem I have with weed and alcohol and sex and sugar. That almost should be a name of a song or a band. Yeah, coffee doesn't hurt others either, you know. You're not going to crash. Does talking at my phone consume my mind? Chauncey the Yorkie, it doesn't seem like you're here for good intentions. I wonder why you're here if you're not here for good intentions. You know? Am I best to ignore you or just remove you? You found this stream. Yeah, you found it, but you don't seem like you're here for good intentions. Everything you say is negative. You know, you haven't contributed at all to this conversation. I wonder why that is. It's not me. You don't need to do anything except stop saying mean things. Yeah. Emily, you have a wonderful day. Oh, that's good. You don't like the taste of sweets or sugar. That is unusual. I mean, I would imagine it's very rare. I would imagine it's very rare. You know, I think we all have slightly different taste buds. Some people like the taste of liver. Some people like the taste of black licorice. To me, I find both of them grotesque. But to not like the taste of sugar is probably pretty rare. What do I think about gambling addiction? Okay, if you're going to talk topics like that I have people coming on, hopping on and going, are you a therapist? Acting like I shouldn't talk about my own life experiences because I don't have a license for therapy. I tell you what, I take my own personal experiences over a licensed therapist. You know, I think, I don't know. If you haven't been in the fire, you don't know what the heat feels like. And as far as a lot of topics, I've been in the fire. You know, I've been obsessed with going to casinos and putting tens, doubling down and getting a 10 on an 11 and high-fiving and alcohol and weed and sex and sugar. But if you haven't been in the fire, you don't know what the heat feels like. So I don't know how somebody that hasn't been in the fire could help you in dealing with drug or alcohol addiction or help you. I give financial advice on this show, but it's not like financial advice that you got to do as I do. But I have struggled financially and I've also prospered financially. So I don't know how Warren Buffett can relate to me or you guys on this show. You know, how Warren Buffett can give you financial advice, because in Warren Buffett's mind, if you need to make more money, you buy Coca-Cola. And I'm not talking a bottle, I mean the company. I don't know how that resonates with most of us. You know? Do I finish the whole pot of coffee? I don't know, Grace. I don't really think about it. Maybe. Sometimes. I try and remember to turn off the coffee pot. I'm not afraid to finish the whole pot, but I don't need to. And then Chauncey the Yorkie was no more. Let's see. You're clean now, though. Mary said, and Mary, I'm still not sure. I still think you're a troll, for the record, Mary. You keep saying sex addiction, but weren't you married? Isn't sex a part of marriage? Not if it's the only part. I wouldn't say it's a healthy. If it's the only part, it's not healthy. You know, is sex part of marriage? I mean, intimacy and connection. And sex is a way to have intimacy and connection. But if it's the only way you have connection or intimacy, or the only level you connect at with your spouse, it's probably going to be a bad marriage. And I was certainly in a bad marriage. Angelica said, yes, you keep speaking for those who you resonate with. God uses our testimony to reach those who are, oh, that's so sweet. Why am I putting a lid to keep my coffee hot? Somebody just got a pet snake. I was actually thinking about getting a pet snake. Is Mary, I'm not saying Mary definitely stalks me, but I think Mary's a troll. And Mary, I'm giving you okay. Well, Mary says she's not a troll. You don't have to disprove me, Mary, but you're always, in my mind, going to be a troll until you meet me for a cup of coffee. Grace has a ball python named Jerry. I love that you named your snake Jerry. I used to love snakes and used to want to be a herpetologist, but they a little bit creep me out now, which is hard to imagine. I mean, maybe they always did. When they bit me, I didn't like it. You're probably not supposed to like being bitten by a snake. Let's see. Hold on. The reason you are struggling so severely... no, I'm not struggling severely getting over my second divorce. I'm over my second divorce. I'm not missing the marriage. I'm struggling working on some legal aspects, but I'm not struggling getting over my second marriage at all. You know, outside of some legal issues, but not emotionally. I'm not emotionally attached at all. Why did I get a divorce? Well, I got divorced twice. Because I was with the wrong woman and the woman was with the wrong man. Am I over my first divorce? Yes. I think I have a very healthy relationship with my first wife. You know, occasionally tempers will flare, but that's kind of natural. But I consider her a friend and somebody I'd go to if I needed to talk. Not too much, but we have two beautiful kids together that we both love, and I think we appreciate each other and the connection we have that is our two children. So I'd say I have a perfect, I mean, you know, it's not perfect every moment, but I have a really good relationship with my first wife. Do I have kids with my wives? Yes, I have 4 kids. Not with each wife, 2 with each. Do I always attract the same types of people? No. I didn't attract women. I would pursue them. I'm turning over a new leaf. I'm not pursuing crap. I'm not even pursuing women. I'm just going to be myself, and it's going to happen when it's going to happen, if it happens. And if it doesn't, I'm cool too. I've got a great apartment. I've got a job that covers my expenses. I've got my 2 older daughters coming to see me this weekend, and I'm super excited about that. And I'm going in the right direction in so many ways. I still have issues that need resolved, but that's part of life. All right, we're going to remove Gino. Everyone saw what Gino said. If I can't say what you type, you probably shouldn't be here. Oh. Well, thank you, Kevin. Oh, Julie, you're going to make me blush. So it's Friday morning. I don't think my daughters are coming until tomorrow afternoon or early evening. Part of me was thinking of picking up some work at job number one, because I don't know, because more money's better. But part of me thinks job number two might be so good that I don't need to pick up hours at job number one. Part of me thinks job number two might be so good, I don't know why I would go back to job number one. And by the way, there were times I called job number one my favorite job I've ever had. Hello from Finland. Do I have big plans for Father's Day? I don't have any specific plans for Father's Day, but my two older girls are coming up and spending the weekend with me. I'm proud as heck to say I've got a bed and a bed frame for them to sleep on. As a twice divorced man that 4 months ago moved to Wisconsin with nothing but stuff that he could fit in his Kia Soul, and no job and no house, and had only the only money he had was the money that he got from selling a scooter. Had one friend, one human being he really knew in Wisconsin, stayed with her for a week, came to Appleton, checked into a hotel, got a job later that day, worked his butt off, found an apartment, lived in a very barren apartment for 3 weeks, and have put together actually really nice furnishings in the apartment all in 4 months. I'm really proud of that. It feels great. The specifics about my jobs aren't that important, but know that I worked really hard at one, was really good at it, but I felt capped out in terms of income. And if you look back about a month ago, I was coming to the conclusion of that, going, I can't work anymore here. I'm physically drained and feel like I spend my every moment at this job, and it's a fairly physical job. And I was only making X, and X covered the bills, but not much extra. And God brought me job number two, and let me tell you, God did. I didn't go pursue it. I wasn't on Indeed. I wasn't going door to door. It came to me. And now I've gone through 2 days of training, and I think I'm going to be really good at it. I think the money's going to be better. And I think I'm really going to enjoy the people I work with, because some of them are absolutely crazy. Oh, hi, Kimmy Cat. You commented the other day, and I didn't remember who you were, but I do know you now. Thank you, Marcus. Thank you, Midwest Skyline. Well, thank you, Kimmy Cat. Again, you were on the other day, and I'd forgotten who you were, but I sort of know you. Yeah, you live in Naperville. I know where you live. I know who you are, but I forgot about that for a while. Yeah, Mom City, and I think my story can't. Yeah, no, I know who you are. I know where you live. We may have talked on the phone. We've certainly exchanged Facebook messages. I know who you are. I'm trying to be vague because some of my people that watch have bad intentions and might start harassing it. I promise you, they've harassed Julie Flanagan. They've harassed many of my viewers before, and I just don't want them harassing you. That's why I'm being vague about who you are. And yeah, Mom City, and I think my story, what drives people crazy is I knew I was down in the dumps, and I started my show going, hey, look, I'm down in the dumps, but I'm not going to stay here. Let's get in a better position. Come along on my journey. If you're down in the dumps, let's do these things. Let's go to the gym. Let's get a job. Let's go to church. Let's read good books. Let's wake with gratitude. Let's pray. Let's stop drinking alcohol, smoking weed, and being in toxic relationships. And I hope people that are struggling, again, like I said, it's hard to get financial advice from Warren Buffett. People go, why should I listen to you about financial advice? Because I've been down in the dumps and I'm not going to stay down in the dumps. Warren Buffett is worth $50 billion. What does he know about struggling? Not a dang thing. Sure, he might have grown up on a farm in the 30s, but that doesn't, you ask him what's a good investment, he'd say buy Coca-Cola, the company. Yeah. Oh, that's so sweet. Do I think my new job will be too stressful? I hope not. It's always stressful starting a new job. I go into a lot of coffee shops. Oftentimes, Starbucks will have a new barista, and she seems overwhelmed and stressed. I tell you, I know about being overwhelmed and stressed, and I feel for her, and I say it'll be okay. Anytime you start a new job is tough. You don't even know when you can take a break to go to the bathroom, or you don't know where the button is to push the extra large coffee, and you don't know how to deal with lines. And, so it's anytime you start any new job, it's kind of stressful. I worked at Target, which is a very entry-level job, but it was still stressful at first because you didn't know how it went. You didn't know how it went. It's funny, I have an app called Backstage, and I think it's about doing voiceover work. And they still send me alerts from time to time. My video says Thursday morning. Well, I'll change it. Thank you. I get my days mixed up. Thinking about working in web development, is it still a good idea with how AI is nowadays? To be honest, I think I know a lot about a lot, but I don't know much about web development or how AI is going to impact the tech world. So I wouldn't have much advice for you on whether web development is still a good career or the AI's impact on it. So I don't really know. Kimmy, I would say I've golfed twice since I've been here, which is nice because I didn't golf last year. I haven't found any great courses in my area. I think since you and I are from the suburbs of Chicago, we might be spoiled with how many incredibly nice courses are in the western suburbs of Chicago. I know where you live. I know you live on a beautiful course, but it's private. But close to you, close to you is like Tamarack. That's not a great course by any stretch. There's a lot of not great courses here, but they're pretty reasonable, so that's nice. I don't think we have enough people to have a lot of the mid-range courses that we do in the suburbs of Chicago. There's some amazing destination courses, like Black Wolf Run's about an hour and a half from me, or Century World's an hour and a half the other way, and Erin Hills isn't too far away, and Lasonia. There's some amazing courses in Wisconsin, but they're not everywhere like in the suburbs of Chicago, because the suburbs have so many people living in them. You can build Cantini and Prairie Landing and Heritage. You can build so many good high to mid-level courses, but there's just not the population up here to build as many courses. Yeah. Brick, you have a wonderful day. Yeah, we have some beautiful courses. Driving for Doe says Appleton has a ton of nice courses. I think Driving for Doe seems to be like a troll. I don't know. I live here. They don't have a ton of nice courses. They only have a couple courses that I can even think of. And so to say they have a ton of nice courses is just not true. Hello, Dan. How are you? I ask people, hey, where do you go? And they say, well, we drive half an hour this way. You think they do? Name them. A ton of nice courses in Appleton, Wisconsin. I don't know if there's more than one. There might only be one's private and one public that I can think of in Appleton, Wisconsin. If you're counting all of central Wisconsin, yes, name a ton of nice courses. Because I'd like to know. I'll go visit them. Again, there's just not that many people that live here. I'm not, I played Chaska, and I thought that was that was decent. But again, in the suburbs of Chicago, we have a metropolitan area of, 5 million people. And I don't know if there's, that might be more than the amount of people that live in Wisconsin. Probably is. I don't know how many people live in Wisconsin, but I doubt 5 million. And that would be all concentrated in one 20-mile radius area around where I lived. Do I walk or take the cart? Lisa, I played 9 holes twice since I've been here. I walked 9 holes the first time at a course, and I hadn't played in 2 years. And it was funny, I went to the first tee, and it was like I teed off on the back, so the 10th tee, and it was a par 3, and I'm going, crap, I don't even know how to swing a club. I was surprised I hit it fairly well. Left of the green, chipped on, and I think I might have 3-putted for a 5. A lot of rust. But either way, and I played 9 holes at Chaska, which I would, if I play a lot of golf, I think that Chaska or something it's called, would be a reasonable course in good condition, close to me, that I would enjoy playing. Not too hard at all, but challenging enough for it to be fun. Chaska. Yeah, I think that's a fine course. But I certainly wouldn't say it's a really nice course. And I'm not being elitist, I'm just being honest. It's a fine course. But that would be a very average course in the suburbs of Chicago. But anyway, I walked the first time, and I took a cart the second, and really enjoyed taking a cart. I'm 56, I'm tired, my knee hurts, woe is me, but it's nice to sit when you have to wait and be able to sit in a cart versus stand and kind of look around. The U.S. Open course looks scary. Where are they playing the U.S. Open at this year? It's this weekend. Scottie Scheffler's probably going to win. He's just better than everybody. Oh, it started yesterday. I didn't even know the U.S. Open was going on. And I don't even know where it's at, which is weird. What I used to like to do on Father's Day was drink and watch Oakmont. Is that in Philadelphia or Pittsburgh or something? Springbrook and Naperbrook are not bad. Yeah. Yes, Kimmy Cat. Yeah, Springbrook and Naperbrook are not bad for public courses, but you know what I mean. They're okay. I wouldn't call them really nice, but they're fun courses. Prairie Bluff is not far from where you are. Mistwood is a very nice course. If you want very nice, Cantini, Prairie Landing, Mistwood, Heritage Bluff, I think, is very nice. But, Springbrook is fine. I think Arrowhead's surprisingly nice for public course. And again, Chicago suburbs has some very elite public courses. Dubs Dread is elite and it's public. Hey Grace, thank you so much for tuning on. You haven't been to Mistwood? Oh my, it's beautiful. It's down on, I think like Weber Road. Not too far from you, because you're pretty far south. And yeah, Mistwood's really nice. It's built, I think somebody had like a fishing club there 50 years ago or something, and somebody bought the land, and it is a beautiful piece of property. I'm telling you, I'm a bit of a golf snob, I guess, and Mistwood's very nice. You'll be extremely impressed. And Cantini's, if you've played Cantini probably, and you probably played Prairie Landing, both very nice public courses in the suburbs of Chicago. Hello, Shrek. Are the Pacers about to win? And is the U.S. Open at Oakmont? And is that in Pennsylvania or is that like New Jersey? It's Eastern course, I forget. I almost want to say Pennsylvania, but I'm not totally sure. But anyway, we've had an awesome audience today. It's been kind of fun. We talked about music. We talked about golf. We talked about alcohol. We talked about coffee. Pennsylvania. Okay, so I was right. Yeah, it's supposed to be like a beast. Is that the course where, I don't know, Arnold Palmer won or Ken Venturi might have won and fainted or something like that? You played Cantini. Yeah, no, it looks like a beautiful course, Kimmy. I've only played that course. I was so excited about 3 years ago, and I don't golf nearly as often as I did. And 3 years ago, I was on a really tight budget, and I knew there was a buddy invited me to a scramble at that course that you play on. I was super excited. It's private. Never played it before. And we teed off, and I was playing with some good golfers, which is fun. And we played like 2 holes, and then this monstrous monsoon came through, and the rest of the tournament got rained out. Kind of bummed me out. I was looking forward to playing it. We're talking golf. But yeah, Cantini's nice. Have you ever played Prairie Landing? I think you'd think that's a beautiful, beautiful course. Again, Mistwood is spectacular, not too far from where you live. Tamarack, I'd call Tamarack kind of a pasture. Sorry, but I know you live right there. But it's cheap. Tamarack, this is going to bore the crap out of you non-Chicagoans or non-golfers, but I got a watcher that lives right by Tamarack. It's cheap. It's open year-round. You haven't played Prairie Landing, really nice course. All right, Julie Flanagan, thank you so much for hopping on, and I bet you we'll see you tomorrow. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. I think Fox Bend in Oswego is a fine course. But, you know, Springbrook, and I kind of like Naperbrook. It's links style. It's easy, but it's links style. Yeah, Tamarack is hard, and they cheated. They put out of bounds everywhere and water on the right. So, yeah, Tamarack's... But if you're on a limited budget and it's just down the street, it's worth a play. But it's certainly not a great golf course. I like talking golf, Kimmy. If you ever want to talk golf, I think you know how to get a hold of me. But I love talking golf, and I've taken your advice, and I bought an air mattress, and I've lived on it for 2 or 3 months, and now I bought a real mattress. And I'm looking forward to installing it, folding up my air mattress. I'm going to be sad to fold it up because it's been so good to me. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's like a pretty... Have you played Prairie Bluff, Kimmy? I think Prairie Bluff's a really nice link-style course that's not too hard and reasonably affordable, not too far from you. It's South Naperville area. Okay. The school you work at in China has a campus of Lutheran school in Jackson, Wisconsin. All right. Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, Kimmy, the air mattress couldn't have worked out better. You couldn't have been more right about that. I haven't even put air in it in 6, 7 weeks, and it's still awesome to sleep on every night. The only real reason I bought a real bed was A, because my daughters are coming up and I want them to think their dada has a real bed, and B, I don't know, maybe I've so enjoyed buying furniture for my living room, I thought maybe I'd have more appreciation for a real bed than I knew. You've not played Prairie Bluff, Kimmy, you'd really like it. It's not too hard. It's not too far from you, and it's fairly reasonable and always in really nice shape. It's also a link style. I'd say it's nicer than Naperbrook. Heritage Bluff is I'd say Heritage Bluff's a pretty darn nice course, but Prairie Bluff's a nice course. It always feels so nice because it's soft and usually in really nice shape, and it's not too expensive. So I love golf and have a lot of knowledge on golf, and have played all sorts of courses from extremely high end to very discount. So yeah, if you ever want to talk golf or you ever want to come up and golf, I got a buddy coming up for a golf weekend. I can't tell you it's going to be great up here, but I'll sleep on the air mattress. You can sleep on my mattress. Yeah, the princesses do need a mattress. So, yeah. Am I Gary Owens? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. And I'm not Mike Rowe. I can't tell you how excited I am because it's 9:15 and I've had my coffee and I've talked to you guys, and we've talked for about an hour and a half. We've had a great show. We got 56 thumbs up. We've probably picked some new subscribers and picked up some new subscribers and grown my page and posted some fun videos and got a great night's sleep and feel so good about my weekend ahead and what I get to do this weekend, which is either nothing or everything, or keep moving forward and keep kicking ass. And I hope you guys are moving forward, and I hope you guys are kicking ass, and I hope you got a great night's sleep, and I hope you're enjoying your coffee, excited about your weekend. If you're a dad out there, I hope you have a wonderful Father's Day weekend, and you join me tomorrow and you're feeling good. You're loving yourself. You are forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.